Okay, we are in Warp Zone 19. For what was going to be kind of a strats thing for let's go find some oil. Because we've got some amount of oil, we've got some basic stuff set up for having been in this zone for a couple of minutes. But we need more oil, because that's the thing we don't have here. It's a thing that we kind of need for a lot of different stuff. We are at least processing it with advanced recipes. But yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to take a bunch of stuff. We're going to take some pump jacks because we need those for oil definitely. I reckon there's some room in this for modules, and then pipes we need. Maybe a lot of radars actually, and a couple of power poles, but not that many power poles. And a car. I would also vitally a teleporter gate. So that's a thing to get in Warptorio, which I think is pretty standard anyway. Having already pumps set up by the pipes by the return teleporter is going to be useful because this is where our oil is going to go. But we don't actually need... Oh yeah, biters. We don't actually need to be dragging power poles with us because part of the plan is we just drive off, drop the teleporter gate, and use the teleporter as the way we get power to the oil. And then the second part of that is we can actually afford to go quite a long way if we've got no biters chasing us, no biters chasing us, good, more biters, okay, cool. Yeah, we can afford to go quite a long way looking for oil because the teleporter doesn't care about distance. It's a teleporter. We're just kicking a hole in spacetime and squirting oil through the stab wound. It's fine, don't ask. But this means that there might actually be advantages for going a long way away because one, patch richness, and two, let's not drift too quickly into biter bases while we're doing that. This pollution cloud here, if we used oil that was somehow inside this cloud, we would have to defend the pump jacks from the kinds of attacks we would get from the pollution cloud that the platform is generating, which is, significant. And there's other mods in here as well. There's why they're all attacking at night, and there's also these snapper things. But, that point is still... If we go a long way outside this cloud, and that doesn't help that we're in a desert world, but never mind. But we are hopefully on a world that has oil. That's the other quite quirky Warptorio thing. This might all be a kind of futile experiment. If we could get out of the cloud, we only have to defend the pump jacks against the size of attacks that will be incurred by the pollution of the pump jacks themselves. Let's not go over there, which is also why... Okay, let's YOLO through the middle of these guys. Nothing goes wrong here, does it? It's fine. Cool. Yeah, if we only have to defend the pump jacks against attacks proportional to the pollution of the pump jacks, A, we don't have to defend them nearly as hard, B, we don't have to worry about them falling over, and that's also kind of why we've got the efficiency modules. And we are ending up a long way away, but that's fine. That was kind of always the plan. I would be actually happier if I had some oil, so I guess it's going to turn to... How far away are we in terms of worm size? Big worms? Okay, sure. The other thing that I was going to do is drop one of these things down, because this is the teleporter, which is how we're going to get the oil back, and then have a lot of radars just to accidentally teleport back, and then spam out a bunch of radars. And this will definitely help to have some of the power transference upgrades on the teleporter as well. I think I've got one or two, I don't remember, but as long as these guys are still scanning, it's fine. And then the thing that struck me once I started to try this is, like, this scan still takes a while, and I might be getting... How many is this? 16, so I might get 16 chunks at once, but this is like waiting here for this to happen, or doubling back to pick up all these radars again. Like, that didn't really reveal a whole lot of map in comparison to what we've just revealed with the car. So I think the strats are going to be, don't even bother with these radars, just drive around in a car, because that's kind of the easier way to find oil, rather than to be sitting in one spot worrying about these radars a bunch, because Because unlike a normal map where you might drop a bunch of radars somewhere and come back half an hour later, in Warptorio we're not at the point where, okay, we're just going to YOLO through this garbage, I guess. Oh, here's oil. This is not really oil that I want. I don't want to have to push that base. But in Warptorio, we're not really here for... Here's oil. We're not really here for the next half hour. We're here for, you know, at most 20 minutes, and we've got to get the oil collection done and back in that time. In fact, let's run these this way, because then we can have... Actually, can we have this thing in here? I don't think we can. I think it's going to go like over here or something, whatever. Yeah, so that's basically... I mean, I'm pretty confident that a lot of people have done this Warptorio, hey, let's just oil teleporter back this stuff. I'm pretty sure that's a quite common move. Oh, that's all my pump jacks. But yeah, let's module these guys. Let's also speed module these guys, because we can do, you know, depending on... not really seeing any biters around. I guess we'll leave one radar here, and then maybe also some guns or whatever. But this is now bullets in guns are good. Yeah, this is now pretty much everything we wanted to do with that. Like, we could even leave these here and just forget about them and not even care if these die, as long as we're getting back large volumes of oil. And we're now getting back, yeah, a couple of hundred a second. It's pretty good. And so we can just go and do whatever else we were going to do. At the end, we can either jump back through here and pick all these things up again, or just leave them there, depending on how much oil we're getting out and how much capacity we have in the tank and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, the basic idea there was using radars to scan for oil. Not really that much worth. Just drive around in a car. Yeah, maybe you can find oil, maybe you can't, maybe you spend another 5 minutes on a map that doesn't necessarily even have any. That's always a risk with Warptorio. But yeah, radars not that great for finding oil. Cars just good for finding oil. Teleporters I like. I'm pretty sure everyone does teleporter stuff. It's fine. Warptorio.